Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Woo! Had quite the tongue twister this morning for trying to get the crypto minute out. Wow, there was just a lot of news to get out there, and you know that's not even all of it. That's not even all of it. I think I missed one, but it was a very minor story. We'll get to that at the end. So what do we have going on right now? We've got China discovering $83 billion in gold in the Shandong province. Now that's actually big if you consider, well, if they mine it, they'd be sitting on a lot of gold, obviously. Now, do they put that in circulation or do they hold it? See what I mean? So I made a comment a few weeks ago about, if you're holding gold, if you're whatever you're holding, if only a few people have it, is it worth anything? Even gold, something that's tangible. If only a few people have it, is it worth anything? The difference between gold and Bitcoin is that a lot of people have gold. A lot of people have gold. However, as I grab my chain, however, for Bitcoin, not everybody has it, but already a few are amassing a huge quantity. You're talking about between MicroStrategy and the Bitcoin ETFs, they hold over 5% of all Bitcoin mined. Now, think about this. Over 32,000 Bitcoin were purchased over the last few days. And what'll really get your goat is the fact that only 33,150 were mined. Do you see what's going on? So if you are interested in taking part in this whole revolution, I suggest you get out there and start buying some Bitcoin, start doing your own research on things, because Bitcoin is scarce. You might be able to find some gold, but you're not going to find any Bitcoin. Just saying. What's up next? Michael Saylor. Every time Michael Saylor hints that he's going to do something, the chances are relatively high. Not even relatively. Chances are mad high that he's going to do it. So he's been hinting again at making even more purchases of Bitcoin. He's already got over 300,000 Bitcoin. It's huge. People should be paying attention to this man's moves and not just writing him off as, not a big deal. It's not going to sustain. It's not going to do this. It's not going to do that. Pay attention, people. Strictly pay attention. Do your own research, but pay attention to what this guy is doing. There's a reason, he was in the Bitcoin game long before BlackRock, long before all of the ETFs. He was already in the Bitcoin game. Just saying, pay attention. A lot of companies are not, a lot of people are not, but I think you should be paying attention. And when he drops a hint, it's most likely going to happen. So if he's telling you that, hey, I'm working on a 3-year plan where we're going to purchase, 14,000 Bitcoin per year, or $14 billion worth of Bitcoin every year, I think you should be paying attention. Very close attention. He set his number, $42 billion worth of Bitcoin over the next 3 years. Just saying, pay attention to what this guy's doing, what he's saying, because he's not playing games. Something else that I read, Cantor Fitzgerald, who holds most of the reserves for Tether, is in talks with Tether to create a Bitcoin lending project. $2 billion. That's the number that's being touted right now. $2 billion. That's not a little thing. That's a big thing. And then there could be a deal with the U.S. government involved. That's not a little thing. That's a big thing. So we should be paying attention to that. That should drive the price of Bitcoin. I mean, it's not going to do anything to Tether itself, right? The coin, because it's a stable coin. But it would absolutely drive the price of Bitcoin. So when that news starts to really filter out and hit, I mean, it's been out for a day. But, over the weekend, not a lot of people are reading things. This week is Thanksgiving. So, in the United States, not a lot of people paying attention, paying close attention. We should be paying attention. We should be doing our own research. Bitcoin is stateless. So it doesn't matter if that country has a holiday and that country doesn't. Bitcoin and the rest of crypto keeps going. 24/7, 365, and 366 days on leap year. Just saying. What else do we have in the news? We've got biometric digital IDs for seamless travel going on. So imagine, you know, you look at some of those future movies, and they've got digital IDs. Here we go. There are lots of initiatives that are around digital IDs and biometrics. Just saying, there's a lot of stuff going on that we should be paying attention to. Now, if Bitcoin hits over $100,000, that's going to have an effect on the economy. I'm listening to the news. I listen to CNBC, Fox Business, all this good stuff, all over the place, Yahoo Finance, and I'm hearing a lot of people saying they're expecting inflation to rear its ugly head again. Maybe not so hard, right? Maybe not so hard, but it's going to take a peak. And so I keep telling you about all the cash reserves that a lot of these companies are building up. A lot of the funds, a lot of companies, they're also slimming down their staffs. Why is that? They're slimming down their staff because if I can get lean now, I can gird against any kind of economic hit. So they're not trying to lay people off during an economic downturn. They're trying to have their own preemptive strike. As an example, Axie Infinity actually laid off, or the makers of Axie Infinity laid off about 21% of their staff, even though they had a really good year. So I'm just like, yeah, that's not going to bode well. Oh, excuse me. I mean, they're saying, we're restructuring operations. What else did they say? A focus on growth and sustainability. Yeah, no, they're girding against the future. That's what they're doing. We can do more with less, is what they're suggesting. Or we can take this hit now on personnel because we overhired over the past little bit. And now we're trying to slim down. 21%, that's a big number. That's a really big number to cut your staff by. Really big number. Then Pump.Fund has problems because apparently during their live streams, that they give to everybody, some of these people are doing some really ugly things. Cruelty to animals, homicide, supposed homicides, just really crazy stuff. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, they should have a better handle on that. They should have a far better handle on that. So it's been getting out of hand, and I don't know how they're going to respond, but I will be paying attention to that because that's a little sick. And it's not their fault, but they have to monitor that. You know what I mean? They need to hire a moderation team that's paying attention to what these people are doing and what they're saying during their live streams. And I have to tell you, that's not easy. Do you know how many people already have coins via Pump.Fund? And if you have a coin via Pump.Fund, you have a platform. That's not small. Not small at all. So that's something to pay attention to. Ripple CLO. Now, the chief legal officer of Ripple dropped a tweet hinting that there could be a deal in the making between them and the SEC. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, that's interesting. If it were me, if I didn't have to do anything, I would sit and wait until after January 20th because it's going to go away. Or maybe what I thought was going to happen after January 20th is happening now. That could also be the case. Well, we got 125. Why don't you give us a little bit more and we'll let everything go away. We'll just settle this and da-da-da-da. I can see that. All right, 125. Okay, we'll give you 126. I know, because I choose violence. Okay, we were found guilty. We weren't found that guilty. Is what that, 125 million versus 2 billion. That's a big difference. And they already spent 200 million fighting. So yeah, that's, I would not be quick to want to cut an extra check either. I would not. The cool thing is that I think the original 125 is sitting in escrow, which means it has to be in an interest-bearing account. So how much money are you earning on that interest? Okay, you can keep that. Imagine. Imagine. Now, here's the risk for the SEC. What happens if they go to fight and the number goes from 125 to 100? Ooh. Because that's a possibility too. Like, I don't think anybody is really paying attention to this, but the SEC has an uphill battle. And on the Ripple side of things, if I could make it go away sooner rather than later, yeah, I'm gonna make it go away. Because that will make my 2025 huge. Because imagine, case goes away in 2024, early 2025, we go IPO. We have all these other deals that are going on. We're probably going to do work with the government. XRP is going to be leveraged for CBDCs around the world, if that actually goes that way. But we also have RLUSD, another potential moneymaker. Yeah, that's what I'd be paying attention to. That's really what I'd be paying attention to. So yeah, let's wake up to that and follow that. You know, and I'm still tripping over Sky Mavis. That's who owns Axie Infinity, just cutting 21% of their jobs. That 21% of their workforce is nuts. And again, like I said, they made money, you know. Now, in terms of metaverse mania, you have Sandbox just shooting up greater than 25%. And then you have Mana shooting up as well. I mean, they've seen a 38% weekly increase. That's not small. Last time I checked, 38%? What? I'll take a 38% increase. No problem. Thank you very much. I will be happy about it. I'm telling you, the metaverse is making a huge comeback. I heard one of these YouTubers say, you know, the metaverse, it's not a big deal. You know, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's doing anything. Blah, 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 blah. And I sat there and I was like, I think possibly the only thing bigger than the metaverse is going to be RWA. Because I think memes eventually go away. But in terms of things that will be long lasting, the only thing that outlasts the metaverse or grows bigger than the metaverse is going to be RWA. So that means the metaverse is going to be huge. And what's a big part of the metaverse? Gaming and entertainment. And where do Sandbox and Decentraland, Axie Infinity, Pavia, where do all these places sit? That's right. They sit in that metaverse space where people are out there having fun. Just saying. So don't sleep on this. I would truly advise, don't sleep on this. And that last bit of news that I didn't hit during the crypto minute was that, and this is actually news that happened over the weekend. So the Clippers and Coinbase strike a marketing deal. And it includes crypto education initiatives, fan engagement programs, and leveraging Coinbase's platform. That last piece, now that one perked my ears up. What do you mean leveraging their platform? What does that mean? Does that mean the Clippers are going to start accepting crypto? Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, I'll be paying attention to all these kinds of deals that are popping up all over the place now, or that will start popping up again. Sports is big. I'm really waiting for news agencies to start collecting crypto, for their subscriptions. That would be interesting. That would be mad interesting. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. And I didn't put my logo up. There's a peekaboo of the logo. But you know what we should do? Wait a minute. Is that the right screen? I think that's the right screen. We're going to find out in a minute. Let's see. That's not the right screen. Let me go fix this. Okay. That's the right screen. There you go. Let me get the notes out of the way. And there you go. Here it is with TradingView. I had to stop. I was reading something else. Whoever's out there right now, in terms of reporting, you've got Zoom, you've got Bed Bath and Body Works. This actually we should be looking at this week. That's more interesting. So Dell Computers, CrowdStrike, Workday, Autodesk, HP, Zoom. Who else is in here? Best Buy. So you have a lot of companies. Dick's Sporting Goods, Smucker. So you had a lot. You have a very wide array of companies that are here that will be reporting. Macy's, another retailer that will be reporting. This is a very big deal, people. This is a very big deal. Huge, huge, huge. I'm paying attention to the retail space. And why is that? Because the more we pay attention to retail space, we can see what the consumer was doing, and then we can see what the consumer is doing now. Just saying. Just saying. They're expecting, if you have major money managers expecting inflation to hit, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Will it be this year? Doubtful, highly doubtful. Nobody's expecting that. But next year, yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. In terms of what's coming up this week, we've got consumer confidence, new home sales tomorrow. We've got initial jobless claims, GDP, first revision, personal income, personal spending, PCE numbers, core PCE numbers on Wednesday, Thursday, nothing, obviously, Friday, nothing, obviously. Just saying. So it's still, even though it's a holiday week in the United States, it's still a big news week. Fear and greed index is at 82, still in extreme greed. You know, you hit certain numbers and you're just like, yeah, we're in that space, period. And DeFi Llama, we're still at about 100. I don't know if this number is actually correct because it's still trying to figure out if it wants to load or not. Yeah, I don't think this is the right number. I think this is the number that happened, a couple of days ago. I don't think that's refreshing right now. Let's see. If you're looking at the big board, XRP at 148, I had seen it as high as 1.53 in the middle of the night. I think the first time I got up was like 3 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, and I saw it at 153. That's still up a lot. You know what I mean? Stellar's been on a rip. I think that's profit taking that you're seeing right there. But look at this board. It's mostly green. That's crazy. That's crazy. Doge is at 42 cents. SHIB is at 26. Pepe is at 2. You have a lot of things that you can be making money on. Are you paying attention to Link? Do you see Link at 18? Over 18? That's big. When I started really getting on you to do research on Link, it was $9. So it's doubled. It's doubled. I'm just saying. Every now and then, you kind of want to pay attention to things. You kind of want to catch the hint. Bitcoin at $98, still hovering. I think that's a lot of downward pressure. I think there's artificial downward pressure hitting Bitcoin. And it has a little bit of effect on everything else. But other things seem to be booming. Are you looking at Toncoin at $6.21? Last week it was $5.40 something, $5.41, 48 or something like that. These are not small moves. These are not small moves at all. Here's Bitcoin coming back up. Do you see this? Right here. It looks like we're about to get through the 200-day moving average again. Looks like we already have. Whoops, don't want to move that line. But look at that. 200-day moving average. Let's bring it over. Right there. Ooh. Volume's still low, but I'm expecting volume to pick up. And because it's a holiday week in the United States, you might be able to see big swings. So whoever's holding down Bitcoin could up, and you could just see a huge push above 100,000. We should have been above. I mean, think about this. This is why I keep saying there's artificial downward pressure on Bitcoin, because by all rights, we should have been above 100,000. If there was no manipulation, Bitcoin goes over 100,000. So there you go. And why is it? And the question would be, well, why are they manipulating? So they can continue to accumulate down here. Because people are fearful that once it goes above, it won't go below. And I don't necessarily buy into that. I think that even though we go above 100,000, even if we skyrocketed through, I still think that we could come back down to 5 figures instead of 6. All right. Now look at all this green stuff. Isn't that beautiful? Even Ethereum at 46.65% up for year to date. Just look at how it's been moving over the past 7 days, over the past 30 days, moving well. moving well. Solana up 147% over the past, year to date. Not bad. Again, moving well, right? I'm happy with it. It's been up a bit, set a new all-time high at 263.83. Not bad. BNB chain, not bad at 720 being its all-time high and it being at 656. Just saying, there are numbers out here that we should be paying attention to. Do I think that we could see XRP go below $1 again? To me, there's still a chance that it could, but I think it's less than 50%. As a matter of fact, I think it's far less than 50%. So these are things that I'm paying attention to as I continue looking at numbers, listening to news, doing research. I'm paying attention to these opportunities that are being put in front of me. I mean, look at Doge. Doge is at 42 cents. That's up a lot. That for the past 30 days, that's up 218%. For the past 90, let's look at these numbers. Past 60 days, 290%. Past 90 days, 295%. Holy freaking moly. Look at Cardano. Cardano is trading close to $1. It was over $1. It was over $1 over the weekend. And I'm just saying, wow. Everything, we see a lot of things that are in the money right now. Remember when Cardano was in the red year to date? Now it's at 67, 62 on the plus side. Because a lot of people were sleeping. Are you watching Avalanche? Avalanche woke up. Yes, year to date, it's only 6.57 rather. But when you look at that 90, that 60, that 30-day mark, Avalanche has been on a rip. It's been on a quiet rip. And the reason why I think it's been quiet is because everybody's paying attention to what's running on Avalanche and not Avalanche. But you're starting to see that, holy moly, Avalanche is doing its thing. It's been slowly creeping up. This is one of the creepers. Yes, I was being mean and evil the other day when I said Avalanche isn't moving. Because numbers aren't going to lie, right? But I wanted to see who's actually paying attention. Who's actually getting out there and saying, well, wait a minute, all these things are moving on Avalanche. What are you talking about? Avalanche isn't moving. Exactly. Avalanche has been moving up. It's number 11 right now. Remember what I told you? Once you get into the top 25 coins, all of those coins, even the ones that I don't like, all of those coins are serious projects. And they're all making moves. Every single last one of them is making moves. I mean, Toncoin is at $6.11 and dropped to number 12. Because Avalanche is doing so well. Cardano's doing so well. Tron is doing so well. Just saying. At $6.11, this coin is doing ridiculously well. Ridiculously well. It would have to get back to its all-time high of $8.23 for it to get back in the top 10, I think. It would have to get there quick. Stellar. Have you been watching Stellar? Stellar's been moving up the chart too. Recently bunny hop Shiba Inu. I'm just saying, we should be paying attention to these things. Looks like Polkadot might bunny hop Shiba Inu as well. Look how close they are. Look at these three. Stellar, Shiba Inu, Polkadot. Look how close they are. And Chainlink is coming. Bitcoin Cash is coming. Look how close Bitcoin Cash is to Sui. Sui's moving up, but Sui dropped. Sui dropped, and it's at $3.33. It's a great number. I want to snatch that. There you go. Bam. But yeah, you're looking at a coin that is doing amazingly well. Its all-time high is $3.92. So I'm saying Sui is making moves. And that little 2-hour outage proved to the world that, hey, we're going to be transparent. And if something awry happens, we're going to be all over it. That is huge. That's better than Solana. Solana won't do that. Just saying, Sui gets more nodes. Sui becomes a contender. A real contender to knock out Solana, who has a network gremlin. Just putting that out there for you. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I really hope you have a good one. If you like the show, do me a favor, hit the like button, tell your friends about it, and definitely become a member because members have benefits. Have a good one. Bye-bye.